Hello, welcome back to my Japanese garden. Where are we? Spring, April. It's a bit chilly today. It's also been very dry, so I've been out watering the garden this morning. A few people have asked me on my allotment videos how the Japanese garden is doing, so I'll give you a quick update. Unfortunately, somebody asked about the cherry blossom, and it was amazing this year, but I didn't get any videos really, so that's what's left of it. This is they're just kind of coming down here, but it was amazing, pink and everything. This is Accolade, if anybody wants to buy an Accolade. Can you believe this is, I got this 5 years ago. Look at the size of it. It's, if I go all the way back here, it's maybe 4 meters, but when we got it, it was like this tall. So that's the cherry. The cherry's doing really well. It's the perfect place for it. What I hoped for this is it would get roots coming through here and just sit underneath it and maybe remodel this and make it a bit more roundy. The other thing people are asking about is the maple and the platforming. So this is where you try and get little platforms of leaves. And I've been trimming that back. I'm trying not to step in the mud. They're not quite out yet, but you can start to see we're getting a bit of that here. Probably hear the dog in the background on the building site. Where's another good example? This one's a good example here. You see it's just coming here, so what I'll do is lop off the top and lop off anything underneath. Now unfortunately it was really dry last year, and despite a bit of mulch, the ground underneath the maple was cracking and getting very dry. I put a little bit of mulch on this year, but more's got to go on. The result of that is that we had dieback, so I had to take out a branch here and further down here. And what happens with the Acers is that they'll kind of grow grey from the top, and you can see them slowly die back. It makes me very sad. Obviously this is not in the right place because the sun is up here and it starts to cook it a bit, and they like shade and dappled shade. And when we first moved in, all this was trees, and then we grubbed all the trees out and put grass in for these houses over there, which haven't been sold yet in about 4 years. What else is going on? Well, since last year I dug out the bamboo that was behind the bench here. So a load of bamboo here, and it was wrapped in bamboo sort of root barrier, but it tunneled underneath next door, and I followed it. I trenched this, I dug underneath. There was chicken wire underneath here to stop the badgers and the foxes getting in, and surreptitiously stole bits of the bamboo back. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It looks better from a distance. Just lopped a bit of top off this pine in the corner so it doesn't get too big. Underneath here is an inspection cover from the drainage. So there's a drain under there, breeze blocks, and then a root barrier. And then this is on top, so it's quite shallow. The hebes and the mound are doing brilliantly. I'm really pleased. The chamomile is doing all right down here. Look at this. This is pretty nice. But everywhere else, it used to come all through here and all down there. It's all dying back. It's not very long-lived, this chamomile lawn, and I'm not going to replant it. What we've got coming through instead down here is what I much prefer, is this moss. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. A little bamboo grove going on. This is in much thicker root barrier, so it's let me see in the back here. There's big plastic sheeting around here, so that's doing quite well. New plants. Let's have a look at new plants. So we've got oh yeah, this little climber in here. These are actually out of the pots, so I do the pots each year, and then when they've finished at their best, I'll chuck the bulbs in the ground. So we've got tulips and daffodils and fritillaries, which are looking rather nice. I've got a new pine, which is lovely for the mound, and you might notice a few of these kind of dotted around. Well, that's for the future. I'm planting for the future and not for here either. I have long had a dream, not just, well, the Japanese garden dream was a dream, but a very small dream, of having a woodland of my own. So I finally gave up trying to find one and buy one, and made a start here. So I've got 25 oak tree saplings hidden around the garden, and then I'm trying to find some land or a woodland where I can buy and then put them in. And if I can't find one, well, I'm gonna have to donate them to somebody. The garden's looking pretty good this spring. The side garden, there's more things going on. I'll probably do some inserts here so you can see the rest of the garden. There we go, inserts. I think they're called inserts anyway. So you get a better view of everything. The side garden. The side garden is changing a bit. Let me just spin around. So I've cut back the dead growth on motorbike. I've cut back the dead growth on the ferns from last year and moved a few downhill. But this is the biggest change up here, which is the top 2 ponds, which are the top 2 ponds. So, it's difficult. It's really sunny and really dark at the same time. Filling in this one, digging this one out of it, and then extending the main pond. Now the reason for that is the top 2 ponds were homes for mosquitoes and nothing else. But the bottom pond, we've got all sorts of wildlife, water boatmen, you can see in there. I was digging out toads last week. Yeah, so I just want to make that bigger so we get more wildlife in, and fill in the top so I get a better pass through there. It's really hard to see when it's bright and shady at the same time. It always looks a bit bare just at the beginning of spring, but then it'll soon catch up. And then the Cryptomeria got a haircut this morning. I did not. So you can see I'm trying to platform that and make it sort of roundish. Get in there. More hebes going in here, so it's starting to look a little nicer and take over from the chamois. Yeah, so it's a good start to the year. There we go. It looks. I'm looking on the screen over here. It looks quite nice. So there we go. An update on that. I'll give you an update in a wee while. Might be a month or so. Maybe give you an update on the side garden. If you've got any questions, just drop me a comment. I do read all the comments because there aren't that many, which is nice and easy. Yeah, and thanks for watching. And yeah, ta-da!